Most golfers don't create that acceleration and speed. Instead, they make the mistake of overpowering with force. So I have students practice with a 4-iron. I'm not really a fan of telling people to sweep the ball. I never say hit down. You miss more distance from poor contact. When you swing from that position, you'll find today's swing feels much more comfortable.
Hello there, Pro.
Hello, I'm Pro Choi Jong, and I teach at Bundang Parkview and Pangyo Backyard, teaching juniors and adults, and I'm also competing as a long drive player. I focus intensively on short game and long game lessons. When amateurs see long irons,
That in-between distance is so difficult, right? Can you show us some ways to handle it better?
most members who come in make mistakes with long irons. That's why even men nowadays remove all their long irons and use utility clubs instead, but they still have attachment to long irons. With long irons, most members miss because they think they need distance, so excessive force gets involved. Even with 4 and 5 irons, many have great swings down to 7 iron. But suddenly, force enters and the swing gets tangled up. I ask many questions and have conversations. When I look for the mistakes members make, almost every male golfer I ask says the same thing. This has to go far, right? But to swing a 4-iron properly, you need speed. You need the speed to swing this club, but many golfers don't create that acceleration and speed. They make the mistake of overpowering with force to get distance. So when I teach 4-iron practice, I have them practice with the ball teed up like this. They create sufficient speed they can generate. Then, when placed on the ground, members feel much less pressure about long irons and get better results too.
Why is that good?
Most people think when the ball's on the ground, they need to hit down on it, strike down. Many golfers trying to hit down get early extension or come over the top because of the length, but on a tee, set the tee low and swing. Members stop thinking they need to strike down hard for distance and direction, so elevated. They practice swinging freely, and once that becomes comfortable with consistent distance, when they put it on the ground, your swing becomes much more comfortable. Mistakes disappear, your body stays balanced, and you create the right speed for distance. So my first practice for removing long iron anxiety is using a short tee, set low. I teach them to swing fast. What height do you use? I use the lowest tee setting at the range, about half an inch high, or higher for some members if that's intimidating. I start higher initially. So about 5/8 inch or more, I set the tee and have them hit with ball position, left as usual. You swing more comfortably, and once that swing improves, even on the ground. You swing without thinking you need to hit it hard or anything like that. Same swing works.
Is the swing different?
From putter to driver, I teach members the same basic swing fundamentals, so one consistent mechanism works. Most members just need one solid mechanism to swing without problems. Long iron ball position.
How's that?
Basically, on level ground, we position it more left. For 4 irons, I tell them to position it under the left eye. I use about this position here. 7 iron goes right here in the center. 4 iron stance gets wider like this. Yeah, step back more. 7 irons shorter, so I stand closer to the ball. When I use my 7 iron comfortably, a narrower stance gives me better stability. Long irons need a wider stance for stability, so I use a wider setup. Longer clubs mean wider stance. For long irons versus 7 iron, with 7 iron, we usually put the ball in the center. My stance gets narrower than when hitting long irons. Long irons are longer clubs, so I stand farther back with a wider stance for a bigger arc, so I swing with a much bigger arc. Many golfers stand too close regardless of club length, or their distance and stance don't match properly. Trying to hit hard with short swing for distance creates mistakes. So match your setup to club length. Position the ball more left, widen your stance, Increase the distance from your body to create a full backswing. If I swing the same as my 7 iron, 4 iron isn't difficult at all. I don't really like telling people to sweep it. Long irons? Woods too. I tell them to hit down, never sweep it. The club head needs to hit the ball squarely, but when people try to sweep, they flip it and miss the sweet spot completely. So for long irons, all clubs use the same swing. The only difference is club length affecting ball position and setup. And our stance width. With long irons, use a wider stance than 7 iron for stability, so you can transfer weight and create a big arc. Many golfers don't get their address spacing right. With long irons, most people try to attack it too aggressively. But if you think of it like hitting a 7 iron, long irons become much less intimidating. The reason I teach with the ball teed up is it removes the pressure of hitting down. When it's teed up, you don't worry about getting under the ball or lifting it off the ground with long irons. So I tee it up, and students naturally take a fuller backswing. It's longer than their 7 iron swing. The timing on the way down is different from a 7 iron too. So timing-wise, even if you swing long irons like a 7, if your address position is good, you can hit a 4 iron as comfortably as a 7 iron. If I compare them, 7 iron tempo is 1-2 from the middle. 1-2, hold it. 1-2. That kind of tempo works perfectly. The 4 iron is longer than the 7, so I think your swing needs more patience. You need more patience in the swing.
So,
Doesn't it swing faster though? 4 irons are longer than 7s, so in the video I showed you, the 4 iron looks much slower than the 7. But the club head acceleration I feel is much faster with the 4 iron. So what students really need to feel in their body, it's not the speed you feel, but club head acceleration happens when you create enough coil and swing through properly. You'll find the right timing for that 4 iron length.
to summarize, the biggest long iron mistake is shoulders rushing to hit hard. To fix that, practice with a tee. And since your posture changes anyway, it's going to be different.
Yeah, exactly right. It will change. So when golfers try to swing fast and hard, they rush the downswing before completing their backswing. That's the most common mistake. That's the most common mistake I see. So I focus on practicing their backswing top position, downswing position, and finding their personal swing tempo the most.
So 4 irons feel slower?
Swinging with patience feels much better. You need a full backswing, so swinging the 4 iron fast won't make your body faster, not the club faster. So I teach students to take time creating proper coil. I don't teach rushing or hurrying the swing.
Thank you very much.
Creating maximum stretch in your body, establishing your axis, and rotating from there generates the most power possible. This force traveling down is stronger than you think. Want me to show you something really good?